So the local index and the rand seem to be in dire need of gains. The rand falling the most in more than 3 weeks on Monday, with the JSE closing weaker amid mixed global peers, as investors begin to look ahead to monetary policy guidance from the Federal Reserve this week. Portfolio manager at Rand Swiss, Gary Booysen, joins us now for an overview of the latest market developments. Gary, good morning. So just put a mirror onto the markets this morning. What are the movements?
Yeah, so we're down again today. The all-share index down about 0.4%. This is being led low by the industrial index, down around 0.6%. The financial and resources also sliding slightly. Financial index down around a third. As you say, the currency definitely weakening. It's a little bit of a quiet day compared to yesterday, where we just had a raft of results. But I think everyone is just trading water at this stage, looking ahead to that Fed announcement tomorrow. Got a lot of central bankers in the market this week. This morning we had obviously the Bank of Japan lifting, ending their ultra-loose monetary policy stance and lifting their interest rate by 10 basis points. So Japanese interest rates currently flat. But overall, I think everyone just a little bit nervous looking ahead to what's going to happen later in the week.
Well, let's talk then about the impact of that on the developments in oil and gold.
So looking at the underlying commodities, we have the oil price actually ticking slightly lower. The oil price has been up slightly, and that's as I suppose we look at some of the Russian supply coming out of the market. So we've got Brent crude oil sitting at $86 a barrel currently. Gold is fairly stable, so we haven't seen a big move in gold, which does lead me to believe that the weakness in the local currencies is more probably related to domestic factors. If I look at the gold price currently, we're sitting at 2,160, at least $56 per ounce.
All right, so let's talk also, Greg, about the fortunes of investment holding companies. We'll deal with two of them now. Brait successfully placing 15 million ordinary shares in Premier Group, and they've raised total gross proceeds of 900 million rand. Talk us through the significance of this transaction.
Yeah, so they're essentially selling down their stake in Premier. So their stake is going to move from around 47% down to just over 35% in Premier Group. We've got Premier down just over 9% on the day following this book build. It wasn't a particularly aggressive discount that the market received. If you look at the 30-day VWAP, this is about a 6.7% because they're placing shares at 60 rand per share. But essentially, Brait just wanting to reduce debt and optimize their capital structure. So, selling down one of their assets and just, I suppose, right-sizing their business.
Gary, what about Remgro? The headline earnings falling 40% in the 6 months to end December. In what the investment holding company is calling this incredibly challenging operating environment, what drove those declines?
So quite a few of the declines were actually just accounting treatment. Specifically, a lot of the decline was an impairment of the goodwill in Heineken beverages after the Distell Heineken transaction. But yes, a difficult operating environment. There's no question about that. So highlighting the challenges that I think we see in so many SENS announcements. Transport and logistics are an issue for the group, the portfolio of companies within the group. Slow pace of reform, obviously, pointing at energy security in South Africa as a key metric as well. But the strategy of Brait at the moment, so if you look at the underlying NAV, which is probably a better measure of the value of Remgro, the intrinsic NAV declining by 4.6%, so a lot less than that big headline earnings number. They're saying intrinsic NAV sitting at 230, just above 236 rand per share. Stock trading significantly lower than that, and that makes sense as the strategy is to unwind some of those listed companies and try and move the group towards more of an unlisted investment holding companies. So, a lot of it accounting funny is no big move on the stock price. The stock price was down around 1.7%. So I think the market appreciates what is happening within the Remgro stable, and we're in a down day. So I don't think that even that 1.7%, I don't think we can read too much into it.
All right, we'll wait and see. Gary Booysen, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and your perspective with us this morning on all things market related.